Hi guys, and welcome to episode 28 or 29, I don't remember off the top of my head which one it is. But anyway, today it's Master Cylinders, so since I've just finished the brakes, because it's the same day as that, I thought we'd start with the brake cylinder, or Brakemaster Cylinder. So this is it, little 10 pot lockhead one. Now, because we've got all as much refurb kits here now, we need to know which one we need. And handily, I've got this, which I actually photographed out of the Lockheed parts book from October 1980. So, we are doing the Brakemaster Cylinder. Now it's got a little triangle next to it, so it comes down to these two. And we've got the old assembly kit, which is 703. So, inside here we've got the two kits. And I think it could be this one. We'll open it up and have a look. SSB 703. So that's the one we need. So we'll go and crack on and see how it goes. I've just to get one thing before we get started, so I'll restart the video after I get that. Guys, ready to keep going. I've got the kit here, as I just said a second ago. So we'll open it up. Well, in fact, we know what's in it. We'll find out in a minute again after I give this a good clean, because we should do the cleaning first before we get the new stuff out. So I'll get a pair of gloves on. I'll have to remember and add gloves to my shopping list, because unfortunately they're starting to wear thin. So here we go, gloves on. Now, this is quite a long master cylinder, so what I will do is I will clamp it down like that, not very tight. It's quite messy inside it as well. So what I think I'll do is I'll use a slight different method to clean this out than I did the wheel cylinders. We'll still use the battery drill because you get the best speed for cleaning with it. But what we'll use instead is something longer, so I can put it on the drill and spin it up and still clean down the barrel. So I should have something over here at my other workbench, because I've several of them in the shed. I believe that's not any use, that one. We want it's down in this corner. Or it was here. It's typical when you want to find something, it's no longer where you left it. Not to matter, or not to worry. I've got a backup plan, which is we're going to use one of my screwdrivers that has a fancy little bolt on the top of it. Same idea as what the setup we've been using is, basically. So here we've got a screwdriver long enough to, maybe not, we'll need the bigger one. So next one up is this one. That still doesn't reach. We're not doing too well. Might have to do this one by hand, because none of the other things that I've got will reach in there cleanly. So that's actually a fair depth for a cylinder. Right. Now there's a way we can spin this up, thankfully, and it's not using this. What we do is work out what size of socket it is, so what I guess, 15. And I've got the impact gun sitting over here. All we do to spin it up instead, put that into there, I thought that had happened. The bit that we were using to clean it has came off. Not to worry, it will come out with a little bit of persuasion, and if I get the hook tool, it'll hook it and pull it straight out, no problem. But that's what it is. A bit of this kind of jobs is, well, we'll give this a try. Oh, that didn't work, we'll try something else. The good thing is you can still move the Scotch-Brite into the barrel. What I'll do is I'll stop this a wee minute just to rescue my Scotch-Brite, and then we'll continue once I get it out. Got it out. It was actually rather easy. I got the pick into it and it just pulled straight out. There's some brake fluid started to appear in the cylinder, so I'm just going to get rid of it before we continue. Right, we will give this a try again to get it cleaned up. Put that lid in there so we don't lose it. What we will do, because it looks like the corrosion's not actually as far down as I was cleaning, there's a bit of corrosion right at the top of the bore, so we'll give it a clean out. That does look a lot better. Once again, I'll just use this to there's slight corrosion still at the top. Because I can't get my finger in enough to just find out how bad it is, if you run the edge of a flathead screwdriver around gently, you'll see the corrosion because it just shows up as a different colour once you disturb it. So I think that's seen the best out of that bit, so I'll maybe get rid of that. That's slightly better. We'll give this one more try. We'll try a new bit as well, just to be absolute certain. So scissors, I did have them earlier again. I'm very good at moving things that I sit down, and then I forget where I've sat them down again. Right, so that's this bit. Right. No, that does fit in. And it looks spotless now. So we've got that a lot better. The best way to double check that is put the piston in, which we won't put it all the way in. I'd say I'm happy with that. So no, that half of it is finished with just now. I'll give it a quick flush out. I'm going to hold this, I'll do it on camera with a bit of cloth below it. I'm going to hold it up before I spray it in so none of the fluid goes into the chamber. That's just cleaning out the rubbish in the barrel that we've just made with cleaning it. So we'll leave that sitting that way to drain out. Then we'll go on to the second stage, which is the piston. The spring we don't need to do anything with, although there's a new rubber for that bit. That sits like that. There's a little cap for it. So for this bit, I wonder if it'll... Let's try and get this piston out. I knew I was going to need this little screwdriver. I just sat that on top of it knowing, well, thinking to myself, oh, I won't need that. But I do. So here goes. Get that in behind the rubber. And out it comes. Really not in good condition, this one. It's all scored, it's all rusty, and really no use. As you can see there, it's just totally had it. So that is a good thing it's been replaced. So that, I'm not even going to keep it, it's straight in the bin. So, the piston itself is in perfect order. There's no cleaning required on it, which is a first. We won't even give it a spray brake clean, I think, because there's nothing to clean off of it. So that can just go straight back in the vise. And it's on to fitting the new piston, well, the new seal onto there, which is in this bit. We've got a seal. So once again, I'm just going to double check the old one against this. It is the same. A lot more splayed out. It's in back to back. The new one is 10 times better than the old one. So we'll get some brake fluid. Where did I put it? Back on the shelf. We can get rid of this drill for the moment. So just see it, you can still see what I'm doing. Brake fluid. Give the rubber a good soak in that. Now, this is actually backwards I'm fitting this rubber, so let's hope it doesn't mind. That looks spot on. Back in place and looking the part. So let's set that aside for the moment, because it's not needed for a little while. Give my hands a quick dry off. The next part in my kit, well, I've got the outer seal, we've got the middle seal, which we can't do anything with yet either. We don't have that bit. We've got one of these, which I don't know if this replaces this old seal. There's something in the middle of that one anyway. So it could do. That maybe replaces that. I would say so. That's exactly what that does. So we've got that bit on. So I'll do is, there's no instructions with this one, but we'll have the instructions here for it. So we've got that bit. What we need to put on it is the top of the spring. So we'll take this bit out. Top of the spring is still in here. Take the cap out. This is supposed to be supposedly not a replaceable part, so it can just go back in, like so. Now, if I'm remembering right, at this point is when that seal goes on. I would say so. So that goes on next, on top of there. Then we get the washer, which is in here. The piston then goes in, and that's the master cylinder rebuilt. So I'll clamp this in here. That's dried off nicely. We will, don't want to lose that. That goes into there, in place. We then have the new cup, which is that one. So I'll put the old one to the side so I don't mix them up. Now I'm using a screwdriver to push this down. That's it in place. Then we have the washer. So this goes down in there like that. Then we've got the piston, which goes in like that. I'm just going to give this a little bit of lubrication. Oop. That's working beautifully. Right, now we've got a nice new rubber for here. To replace it, we need to get this things off. So first we'll pull off. Does that come off? Oh no, this is going to be a different one. Right, to get this rubber off, looks like you've just to stretch it. We can get the clip out the way actually, because that's the safest thing to do with it, is get it out the way, if it'll come off the... There we go. That's the clip off. It's out the way and fine safe now. So we'll try and get this off. A job we want to do with probably not hands covered with brake fluid. There we go. One cap removed. May as well give this a brake clean since it's off. There's actually still some the gungy rubbish that was coming out of this still trapped in here. So it's a good chance to get rid of that before I've no problem getting access to it. Give that a good clean. Give it a dry. Now the fun bit. Getting that onto there. Then we need to get it over that washer, which I've great faith it'll do. I'm going to get a little tool to help me do it. I'm just going to use a pick. So I'll set that on the bench so I can try and Nope. This is probably not the right way to do it. But to be fair, the instructions don't tell you how to get this on. So this is my own attempt at how to do it. Normally these are an absolute nightmare anyway. The fact you have to go over the top of that washer is the tricky bit. And I thought it would be easier putting it over the top of one bit instead of going for everything like this. And now we've found out the way you put it on. You go over everything in one go. So that's the new seal on it. Only thing left to do, I'm going to put a bit of grease in there just to let the brake cylinder be nice and free. Now that will go onto there, down like so. Now we get the problem that I hadn't put the clip back on. So the clip's back on now. That goes into there. We'll have to get the circlip tool out to compress that circlip and let it go back into place. I think the best thing to do, once you put the circlip in place and you think it's locked in, go around it, just give it a little push. If it's not into the groove, it will spring into it. Like so. Now we've got some brake fluid round about there. Always remove it, because see, if you look at this in a few weeks' time and you forget you didn't clean up the brake fluid, you will look at it and go, oh no, that seal's leaking, I'll have to take it to bits again, when there's not anything wrong with it. So that goes on, that goes on. We've got a cap for it here. And voila, one brake cylinder working. Not as good as showing you that way, but here we go. Working spot on and ready to go. The clutch one will be the exact same build up as this. I don't even think there's any difference in parts. It's just a different kit number, but same idea. Bigger bore. So I won't bore you with another episode of building the clutch one up. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little segment, or episode shall we say, of me building up the master cylinder. I won't do the clutch because it's repeating. But yeah, hopefully everything goes to plan and they go together no problem and it becomes a working vehicle again. So I've just noticed there's a washer in here out of the kit. I better take it out, otherwise I will be wondering where that washer's supposed to go. But anyway, thanks for watching guys. I'm going to go and crack on and do the brake clutch cylinder next and get it all ready to go back into the Bug. I've got a few bits I need to tidy up on the Bug before I can fit it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and until next time, if you want to keep up to date with the Regal, the Supervan, the Super Robin, the Bond Bug, the kit when it comes along, and the Scimitar projects, remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to keep up to date with every video. You'll be notified if you hit that bell when I post a video up. At the moment it is Wednesdays and Saturdays I post, but I might change that to more days if you wish to see more content on the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's good hearing from you guys, and till next time, we'll see you again.